How much money should your investment property actually be making? And is it doing well? And could it be doing better? Now, a lot of first-time investors think that if the rent covers my mortgage, then I'm fine. But that's really only the surface. If you don't know the real numbers, a deal that looks good can quietly lose money in the background every single month. Hey, I'm Logan Ransley, co-founder of Landlord Studio, and in this video, I'll show you how to measure real rental profit with cash flow, cap rate, and ROI. You'll see what good looks like and for different goals and how to track and improve your returns over time. Now let's start with what profitability actually means. It's the cash left in your pocket every month, and that's after everything is paid from mortgage to insurance to taxes to HOA, maintenance, the lot. Now the leftovers is your pre-tax cash flow. Here's a quick example. Buy a house for $200,000, rent it out for $2,000 a month. Your yearly operating costs are going to be mortgage, insurance, taxes, and repairs, and that totals $18,000. So your pre-tax cash flow is $6,000. The effective tax rate is 25%, and let's ignore all the deductions that come with that. So you keep about $375 a month. But real estate gives you non-cash deductions that you reduce what you're taxed on. Take depreciation. If the building is worth $150,000 and you depreciate it over 27.5 years, that's about $5,500 a year. Now your taxable income then drops from $6,000 to $546, and that's great. So if you're tracking it accurately, you can use that. Now the core metrics. First, cash flow, the money left after all expenses and debt are paid. If rent is $2,500 and the total monthly expenses are about $2,000, then you've got $500 left. Vacancies, recurring costs like taxes, insurance, and repairs and management have the biggest impact here. Up next, NOI, net operating income. That's rental income minus operating expenses, excluding the mortgage. Now, NOI is the base for cap rate. It helps you compare properties without loan terms muddying the waters. And cap rate can come from NOI. It's simply NOI divided by the purchase price. If you've got a $200,000 property, produces $16,000 in NOI, then the cap rate's about 8%. The higher the cap rate means the higher potential return, and usually the higher risk. It also has a quick sniff test for overpaying. And then there's cash on cash return, annual pre-tax cash flow divided by the cash you actually invested in. Put $50,000 and earn $5,000 a year, that's 10%. This is especially useful when you finance or do bigger upfront improvements on the property. Now ROI zooms out further. It adds cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. So if you make $5,000 in cash flow, $10,000 in appreciation, $2,000 in tax savings, and $50,000 invested, that's $17,000 total, and an ROI of 34%. And the target depends on whether you want income now or long-term wealth later on. And for quick screening, use the 1% rule. Monthly rent should be about 1% of the purchase price. $300,000 property should rent for roughly about $3,000 a month. If it passes that test, then run the full numbers across the property. All right, what actually drives profit? 5 big things. First, where the property is does matter. Areas with strong demand, decent rent growth, and good transport for local projects tend to be more resilient. You might accept a lower cap rate there because vacancies are lower and cash flow is steadier. In smaller towns, you might see higher advertised returns, but with choppier demand. Secondly, the type and condition of the property changes the profile as well. Multifamily can boost yield, but ask more of you. More tenants, more maintenance. Short-term rentals can earn more, but cost more to run. A well-kept single-family home in a stable area usually brings simpler, steadier cash flow. And even the yield can be lower as well. Older homes often need more upfront work so that they're rent ready. And third, the way you finance can then make or break an otherwise good deal. Interest rate term directly hit your monthly numbers as well. And a great property can be sunk by bad debt. Now fourth, how you manage it matters. Self-managing saves the fee, but costs time and attention. A property manager typically charges about 12% of the rent, but they add systems, reduce stress, and free you up for the next deal. Finally, markets move. Supply and demand and the broader economy all affect rent, vacancies, and financing. Build a buffer so you can ride out the short-term changes without the panic. So what does good profit look like? Now, it depends on your goals and risk tolerance, but here are some grounded guideposts for you to go for. Aim for a positive monthly cash flow that's non-negotiable. In many markets, it's about 8 to 12% cap rate is considered strong. With the usual, it depends on the location and risk. And a 10 to 15% ROI can be a solid benchmark. But long-term plays in prime areas may justify lower numbers, especially if they're safer and more stable. Now, always compare to local comps, whether the rents, typical cap rates, and vacancies, so your targets match the market. This is exactly why we built Landlord Studio. Automates all the income and expense tracking with bank feeds, rent collection, and receipt scanning. So every dollar can actually be captured. You can generate those tax-ready reports like Schedule E and P&L in seconds, and keep maintenance, screening, and leases all in one place. You save time, boost accuracy, maximize deductions, and you can make decisions with confidence. The takeaway here is track the right metrics: cash flow, NOI, cap rate, cash on cash, ROI, ground them all in your local market, and set targets that fit your goals. Now, if you're ready to take control of your rental finances and build a truly profitable portfolio, try Landlord Studio for free. The link is in the description below. And if this video was helpful, like, comment, and subscribe for more practical investing tips. Thanks for watching, and here's to a smarter, more profitable rental.